that you're someone who is dependable, that you're someone that can catch the different tasks that they're going to give you, especially if they're really overwhelmed, being able to build that confidence. Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now my goal at this video is to walk you through what different things that you can do to become a more dependable virtual assistant. Now if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lai Lacaba. Been working from home since I was 15 years old and now run my own virtual assistant company here in the Philippines. And I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, so make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now when it comes to being a virtual assistant, especially if you are newer, you've just gotten your first client, or maybe you've been doing this for a while, it's really important that you establish right away with your client that you're someone who is dependable, that you're someone that can catch the different tasks that they're going to give you, especially if they're really overwhelmed, being able to build that confidence basically in you, that you are someone that they can work with long term, that you're not just someone else that hired as freelancer, you're someone really in their business. You need to build again that relationship and that confidence that you are their person. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that, and I'll walk you through those step by step in this video. Now the first thing that you can do to show that you are someone who is dependable is to take ownership for tasks. I've put this right front and center because this is something that people do forget as a basic, is when you're given a task, make sure that you have full ownership of it. When you're working from home, you don't have a manager who's always looking over your shoulder. They might be in a different time zone. So you need to learn how to take ownership for that task. What I mean by that is to know what the outcome of that task is. It's really important that you actually know what you're working towards, so you know what it looks like when it's done. You also want to make sure that you understand why you're doing what you're doing, because then you have more context on what it is for, like how this helps in the rest of your client's business, and of course making sure that it actually gets done. Because if your client keeps giving you tasks and you're just not getting them done, they're going to lose confidence that you're the person who they can give more of these tasks to. So make sure that you start taking ownership of the different tasks that are given to you, and to keep in mind that you can ask questions for clarity if there isn't any. Next is to make sure that you have just developing your integrity, making sure that you do as you say. If you said that you're going to get this done this time, then you have to make sure that you actually follow through. You stick to your deadline that you've set, or you even ask for adjustment as needed. It's okay to ask for an adjustment for tasks or for more resources, as long as you make sure that again you do as you say. It's really important that your client sees that you are someone who they are true to their word, they're able to follow through, and even if they can't, they actually say something. So that's really the importance of building that integrity. You're just building more trust between you and your client, that again you're the kind of person who can get things done. Next is to just know that you can be resourceful. That's one of the things that people forget, is that Google's your best friend. A lot of the problems that you're facing now, someone else probably already been through, or your client actually has resources for you to get through the tasks. One of the mistakes that I've found some virtual assistants do is that they'll keep doing different tasks different ways, even though there's probably a way to do it already, or there were clearer instructions from the client. You don't have to start from scratch. You can be resourceful. You can find other or better ways to do the tasks that you're doing, and then there's always going to be someone that you can ask for help. It doesn't always have to be that you're starting from zero. You're always going to have some sort of way that you can figure things out as you start going through problems, or as you start going through new tasks. Even as easy as just searching a type of word inside of your Gmail or your chat with your client just to find something that they've said months ago, or it could be that in your guys' own documentation you have some place where you have stated how to do a certain thing. Again, you don't have to start things from scratch. There's always resources. Next is to make sure that you become more proactive when you are taking action. So what I mean by that is, if you see that this font could be better, take action on it. Try to find different ways that you are raising your own standards when it comes to showing up output for your client, or making sure that you also match their brand. A lot of the time we forget that our client has a message. It's really important to get to know what that message is, that brand, so you can hold yourself up to those standards and you're able to be proactive whenever you see things that are not matching that. Now, if you have no idea what proactive is, it's making sure that you do just a little bit more than what's asked. If you see that there is something that you can do more, this is something that just helps your employer, your boss, because they don't see everything. They can't see everything in their business. There's probably things that you have really good ideas about that they can have never thought of just because they don't have your experience. So taking a proactive action will help them be able to develop their business more, of course, may help you show up more in their business. And also, again, your boss can't see everything. So it's better to just be proactive, just suggest things as you see them, so then things can be better for you as well moving forward. Next, with that, is to make sure that you share ideas openly. If you see something can be improved, or a tool can be added into the business, or there's a practice or a guru or a coach or a teacher who's really good at what they do and that your client should check them out, and then you can study them, feel free to do that. Again, us as employers, as clients, we can't see everything. There's going to be blind spots or things that we just didn't think of just because we're not in your situation. So make sure that you are, either you have like a way that you do meetings, you have like a place where you can give them suggestions on different things that they can do, or it could be that you start taking different initiatives for the business. So taking initiatives is, you build up your own project, you show them, think, hey, I want to work on this based on what it is that we're doing. I think if everything else could be faster, or it could be better if you did this. That's what I mean by taking initiatives, and that becomes project, that becomes something you can work on, because in reality your role is probably going to change as a virtual assistant a lot. So being able to shape what that role could be would be something that could be really fun for you, and of course really amazing for your client who sees that you're just following what it is that you like to do. Next is to make sure that you develop that strong communication with your client. What I mean by this is making sure that you have a good flow of back and forth. You're able to update them as things are happening as needed. If you need any help from them, you know that you can just contact them. It's also making sure that they don't follow up on you a lot. You're the one making sure that they're up to date on what it is that they're asking you to do, whatever that's a project, a task, a quick little thing that they needed you to do, because again, your boss or your client is not a mind reader. It's really better that you are able to communicate with them properly, that you're able to give them updates rather than things being kept in the dark on what the heck is happening on this task or this project. Next is just be curious about growth. One of the ways that you can show that you're dependable is that you're someone who's also looking forward in the future. What are different skills that you can grow? What are different projects that you can start that will grow you as a person? What are different problems that the business is facing right now that you want to tackle? These are different things because they're new, you've never done them before, you are going to grow in some way. So when you're curious about growth, you're curious about the different things that you can be capable of, and if your client is someone who will let you play, go ahead and play. Take advantage of being able to grow yourself in that way, and also seeing what else, again, you can do. Next is to just keep in mind that you can follow up. If you've been waiting on something from your client or from someone else, just follow up. Don't let it sit for too long. One of the things that I've seen from virtual assistants over and over again is they can be shy when it comes to following up with their clients, but in reality, they have the resources that you might need. They just didn't know that you needed it. They thought you had it, or they thought that you already have that information. So just ask as you need. Don't wait for things to sit for too long, or else that task or that project would have been sitting there for too long as well. Next is to just learn to have the ability to handle different tasks, projects, and priorities. This is something that will just happen as you are a virtual assistant, is that you're going to have a variety of different tasks, a variety of projects, and that's just a natural thing because you're working directly with a founder, with a business owner, or you're working directly with someone who is in charge of a lot of growth. So your role is going to evolve a lot. So being able to learn the ability to just know when to time blocking, how to do certain tasks in just this time and not multitask, how to do Pomodoro maybe. So learning different ways so you can be more productive, that you're able to handle different things. It's going to be important for you as you start juggling different things, especially if you don't have a specialty yet as a virtual assistant. If you're just more of a direct admin virtual assistant, that role is going to change a lot versus if you just said, hey, I'm just a social media a virtual assistant, you need to learn the ability to be able to juggle or handle different tasks and project and priorities with your client. And of course, please make sure that if you do get lost, that you ask for clarity on what should be first, what should be last, what can be done now. And lastly, one of the biggest ways that you can be more dependable as a virtual assistant is to make sure that you also give your client feedback. Now, this is not feedback on a project or a task, but feedback with your guys' relationship. The reason why you want to make sure that you do this is, again, your clients are mind readers. They will need ways to be better, to work better with you. They need to learn ways on how you can get tasks done faster or better if they did just one thing. Unless you say something, your boss will kind of just assume that everything is fine. So make sure that you give them feedback, especially if you've just done a big project and there were a few of these bumps, making them aware of what was happening behind the scenes that they didn't see, that you weren't able to speak up about because you wanted to move things along. It's going to be important for future projects and future tasks that you'll be doing, because they will keep that in mind of like, oh yeah, I should put this one link here because I forgot to do that last time. So keep in mind that it's not just you that has to grow, your client also has to grow. So giving them clear feedback on how they can do better next time is going to be just something that will benefit you in the future. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what are different ways that you've shown your client that you're dependable. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!